How to stop overthinking.
Hey, what's
Secrets
going
for a
on?
happy life. What is the most difficult thing to control in our life?
What's
If I
cracking, fool?
ask this question from
Let me
you,
get swallowed
what
too.
would be your answer? The very deep thinkers will reply as thoughts.
full
Yes,
stacking clip.
thoughts are powerful than we think. Whatever you keep in your mind regularly is exactly what you will
What's up with
experience
you?
in your future. Though this is a kind of different topic from my field. I have met so many patients who overthink about their suffering and increase their pain
Well,
indirectly
hello there,
thinking in a
gorgeous.
wrong way. Practically, we can relive their pain and treat it at the moment. But they will suffer one day because of their overthinking habit. Here, I have taken a little effort to explain to you about how to stop overthinking. So the power of thoughts. This is something that the world's most remarkable people realized and followed. The main difference between them and everyone else is that they have learned how to harness the power of thoughts to help them achieve their goals. How much overthinking has affected people's lives? This weak habit is more common among young people. According to American researchers, 73% of 25 to 35-year-olds overthink, as well as 52% of 45 to 55-year-olds. Replaying all the facts in your mind can lead to paralysis by analysis. Yes, it's true that you're afraid to take the wrong action, so you take no action at all. But in my point of view, taking the wrong decision is better than making no decision. We all have different patterns of behavior. These patterns develop
Vivario es
over time
todo, homie.
based on life
What's cracking?
experiences. Your judgments and final decisions get cloudy when you try to overthink. Apart from that, your
Hey,
stress
dog,
will
what's
also
up?
be increased. When you spend more hours in a negative state, your action becomes very slow. Most of the time it will not be a wise decision. What does overthinking mean? This happens to all of us at some point in our lives. Most commonly this overthinking can be defined as thinking about some incident, fact, or a person too much or for too long.
Look at that.
As human beings, we all have this habit from some instances. Naturally, thinking about things thoroughly when making a decision or evaluating a situation is normal. But it becomes overthinking when you can't get out of your head. Most of the time overthinkers worry about future things. They are upset about the future, making catastrophic predictions about unlikely events that haven't happened yet. In addition to that, they think more about past things. They beat themselves by ruminating about the past. Overthinkers think more about should-haves and could-haves and increase their worry. Some people overthink considering the ways which other people think. They fret over what others might think of them or let negative self-talk build up in their minds. If you're a chronic overthinker, probably you are experiencing sleepless nights when your brain just won't turn off. This is the worst condition an overthinker can have. The final result will be symptoms of depression, increasing the stress levels in your mind and taking the wrong judgments. The reason behind overthinking. First of all, let's address the question, why do I overthink? When you are going to get a strong decision in your life or when you are dealing with your insecurities, this overthinking can be materialized. Often overthinking is an alternative result of anxiety or depression. If this is the main reason, first you may need to treat your anxiety or depression condition. If overthinking is not a sign of a deeper emotional issue, often it can be addressed by changing thoughts and mindsets. Why it's important to stop overthinking. Rarely overthinking could be beneficial. When making hard decisions or building new goals, overthinking ability can be helpful. Running through various scenarios in your mind is a good way to make hard decisions, and visualizing your goals is essential to reaching them. But continuously overthinking is different. It can interfere with your problem-solving abilities. From that, it may also cause more than usual activities to happen in your brain that could be harmful to you. According To the researchers of Harvard University, this extra brain activity reduces an essential protein, and finally, it may cause to shorten the human lifespan. There can also be major psychological consequences. Another research has revealed that rumination, a type of overthinking, can cause anxiety
That's
and
as far
excessive
as you
stress
get with
condition
me.
and suicidal situations. So, learning how to stop overthinking is good for both your body and your mind. Tips to stop overthinking. Divert yourself into happiness. It's very supportive to have a way to sidetrack yourself with positive thinking and healthy extra works. I personally recommend to involve in things like listening to the music, do meditation, dancing, exercise, creative writing, drawing, and
Hi,
painting.
cutie.
Those things
¡Qué
can
mamá, qué
distance you from the issues
Just
enough to
saying,
slow
just
down the
saying, friend.
overthinking. Keep awareness from the beginning. Always keep in mind to be aware before you cope with this habit of overthinking. First
Hey,
of
man.
all, it's important to learn to be aware of it when it's happening.
Check you later.
When you realize yourself doubting or feeling stressed, try to step back and see the situation and the way you are responding. In that moment of awareness is the seed
Am I
of
the
the
only one
change
who
you
doesn't
want to
screw
create.
everything up?
Stop thinking about what can go wrong, but what can go right. Most of the time this overthinking habit is occurred by a single feeling called fear. If you think too much about every negative thing that may happen, easily become paralyzed. So if you want to stop this overthinking habit, imagine all the things that can go right and keep those thoughts present and in the future too. Don't wait for perfection. The most important thing which you should know is, we all are perfectly imperfect, and that is perfectly alright. For all of us who are seeking perfection, we can stop waiting right now. I don't mean to stop being ambitious, but running for perfection is unrealistic. The moment you start to think that this needs to be perfect is the moment you need to remind yourself waiting for perfect is never as smart as making progress. So paste this in your mind strongly and work according to that. Keep a timer for everything. Give yourself time to think, to be worried, and analyze all the overthinking facts. First set a timer for 5 minutes, and when the timer goes off, get few minutes and write down all the things that cause you to worry. Then let it rip. After the 7 to 10 minutes, throw the paper out and change your position to do something fun. Simply give yourself a boundary. Change your mindset of fear. Honestly, the reason behind your worries is the past experiences of failure. Sometimes, you may be fearful or overgeneralizing some other failure. Remember, every opportunity is a new start, a place to begin again. So, embrace yourself. Understand that you can't foresee the future. Anybody can't predict the future, all we have is now. So, if you waste the present moment spending more time worrying about the future, unknowingly you are robbing yourself of your time now. Spending time on the future is simply not productive. Spend that time instead on things that give you value at present. Live at present. Be positive and grateful. You can't keep a regretful thought and a grateful thought at the same time. I repeat, to be positive. Every morning and every evening, make a list of what you are grateful for. Discuss with a friend who has the same positive vibes and
I'm looking for a
exchange
ruka
lists
like you.
so you have witnesses to the good things that are around you. Accept your every good side. One of the main reasons for overthinking is your inner feeling that you aren't clever enough, not smart enough, or dedicated enough. When you try from your best, accept it as such and know that, while success may depend in part on some things you can't control, you've done what you could do. Conclusion: overthinking is a very common thing in today's generation. We should take every possible effort to stop overthinking, not only because it can waste our time, but also it causes anxiety and depression. If you have a great system for dealing with it, you can at least ward off some of the negative, anxious, stressful thinking and turn it into something useful, productive, and effective.